Okay. We'll start seated. So either sitting up on a blanket, sitting up nice and tall, close your eyes. Inhale, lengthen up through center, right through the crown of the head. And exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Narrow the sides of the waist and draw your navel back. Inhale. Sense that you're growing taller a little bit and a little bit wider side to side, a little bit thicker front to back by filling with breath. And then exhale, soften in towards the midline. Just a couple of more slow breaths, being mindful of the pathway of the breath coming in through the nose, filling the body. And then exhaling slowly, emptying all the way out. One more slow, mindful breath in. And let that next exhale just wash away your day, any busyness in your mind, allowing yourself this time over the next hour to just be in your center, be in the moment. This is from one of my teachers, Todd Norian. It's a translation of the Yoga Sutra 1.12, which translates to: practice and detachment are the means to still the movements of consciousness. The flow of the mind can go in two directions, towards its upliftment or towards its downfall. We must recognize that we have agency to choose. With our fingers on the dial, we can dim our light or we can make it brighter through our choices. Normally, the mind flows like a river to a path of least resistance and its normal state of consciousness. But for heart followers and spiritual seekers, through practice and discrimination, the mind flows to its highest state, ultimate liberation. Got hands together in front of the heart, bow your chin to your chest, setting our intention to connect to that moment, to be mindful of that mental screen and whatever passes through it. You can gently blink your eyes open, taking in the tips of the fingers and slowly taking in the room. A few movements with the inhale, stretch up and exhale. But again, inhale, reach your arms around and up. And exhale. One more. Inhale, arms around and up. And exhale. So let your arms hang down by your side as you root through your sitting bones and grow taller. Just start to tip a little bit over towards the right side, letting just the weight of your head stretch through the left side of the neck. So still rooting down, so you feel that lift and lengthening through center, but relaxing that left shoulder down. Closing your eyes maybe and just feeling that space from the left ear to the top of the left shoulder. Feeling it expand with your inhale. Just allowing your awareness and breath create more space there. And then turn your head towards the floor. Lift through center as you ground equally through both sitting bones. And again, hold it there. Deep breaths. Still following the breath up through the body, widening the chest. And exhale, let those shoulders drop away from the ears. So let the head come back to center, right hand to the side of the head. To help lift it back up, just take a moment and center. Noticing what you feel. A lot of nerves that run out through the neck, so just noticing. We'll walk the left fingers out as you drop your left ear, but stay centered in the pelvis. So root down. Inhale, create that space. Close your eyes, feel. From the bottom of the right ear to the top of the right shoulder, that area. Send your breath there. Letting your arms relax away as you exhale. And bringing that lift and lightness space across the chest as you inhale. Exhale, slowly turn your nose down towards the floor. Still left ear towards the left shoulder. Letting gravity give a little stretch to that right side of the neck. Breathe into it, inhale. And exhale, shoulders drop away from the ears. Just one more breath. And then bring your left hand to the temple and just let your head lift up using your hand. And find your center. Roll your shoulders. And try to exaggerate that movement. Shoulders up, down, and back. Towards the ears, back behind you. This off. Good. Well, let's get a twist in. So twist left hand to the right knee. Look behind you. And then switch sides. Right hand to the left knee. Look behind you. We'll do that again. Switch left hand to the right knee and stretch your right arm way, way up high. And then a little side bend if it's comfortable, just as much as you feel. Keeping that length as you reach. Good. And then exhale, bring the right hand to the left knee. Turn and look behind you. Find that length through center. Width as you breathe in. And then reach your left arm up towards the sky, nice and high. So finding that length, and then exhale, a little fold over the right knee. Everything within your own comfort zone. And then bring it back to center. Again, left hand to the left knee. This time just open that right arm back behind you. Look towards the right thumb. And then give yourself a little wrap as you reach the arm across. Inhale, open. Stay tall. Exhale. Reach for the opposite shoulder. You can look that direction as well. We'll do that one more time, opening the chest to reach back. And then exhale, bring it across. Good. Let's change the arm. Right hand to the left knee. Open that left arm back behind you. Look towards the left thumb. And then exhale, bring it across. Inhale to open. Exhale, bring it across. And one more time, inhale, open, reach back. Exhale, maybe this time holding one hand on each opposite knee, just stretching and breathing into that space between the shoulder blades. And then inhale both hands back. You can curl your hands back, maybe even a little closer to each other as you lift the heart and send the elbows back. Good. Slide your heels a little bit further away, so underneath the knee, and then take a little fold forward. And then let's just switch opposite cross of the legs. So rather than wide, make it narrow and fold, keeping your feet flexed. You can rest your arms on the floor or hands on the floor, or even have your hands behind you if that's more comfortable. And then bring yourself back up. We'll do a little bit of a cat-cow to warm up the spine before we come to standing. So inhale, arch. Pull your heart forward. Exhale, draw your navel up and in. Inhale, arch. Exhale, draw your navel up and in. Let's make this bigger. So we'll inhale into cow pose, curling the toes, and then exhale, tops of the toes to the floor, belly button to the sky, and then push the hands forward to drop the hips towards the heels. So you come into child's pose, stretch, and then inhale, come back into your cow pose. Exhale, navel in, sink back. Inhale, heart forward, curl the toes. Exhale, let's stay in child's pose this time. Sink back. I'm gonna slide my socks off. And don't slide on our sticky mats. Let's hold and breathe in child's pose. Let your head rest to the floor. And see if you can prop up onto your fingertips. And maybe even hover, like draw the shoulders onto the back and hover the left arm off the floor. Warming up the back, strengthening the shoulders in a neutral position. Left hand reaches up. Good. And then shift it back to curl the toes, to bring it into down dog. And feel free to bend your knees quite liberally to start off. And then we'll alternate bend right knee, left knee. So try to work, come all the way till the heel's right on top of the toes, deep flexion of the toes. Send the heel all the way down, deep flexion in the right leg, and deep flexion in the left leg. And then let's walk the feet up towards the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your hands into the shins, elongate the spine. Even draw the heels slightly away from each other without moving the feet, just stretching in the sticky mat. And then lower. We'll bend our knees and walk the hands up the legs. Roll your shoulders back. Good, up to the ears, back behind you, fingertips to the floor. One more, up to the ears, back and down. Good, let's just do a nice little neck roll here. You can make it bigger or smaller. I'm starting to bring it into my upper spine. So letting the shoulders dip to the left side, to the floor in front of you, to the right side, and back behind you. And then change direction. Lift the chin, drop the ear, and you can make it bigger or smaller. So Just whatever feels good in the moment. Good. Make it smaller to come back to center. Let's interlace the fingers. Just warm up the wrists. One hand can press the palm back while the other presses forward. And then let's warm up the elbows. Bring those elbows back. And then bring them forward. Bring them back. Bring them forward. Drawing a little circle, keeping the hands close to the body. Elbows out. Elbows back. Elbows come forward. And let's change the direction. Bring those elbows forward, out, back, forward, out, back. One more. Forward, out, and back. Clasp your hands. Inhale, lift the heart. Stretch through the chest. And then release. Let's float the arms up and just rotate the shoulders now. One palm up, one palm down. Let that rotation go all the way, starting at the shoulder and finishing at the palm. Good. Let the arms rest for a moment. And with soft knees, we'll start with that right shoulder. Bring the right shoulder back. And let your body twist to the right a little bit. And then switch. Good. And then both arms back. And exhale, bend your knees. Let's just swing to a little swing of the arms. Feel free to let the elbows bend. So maybe give yourself a pat on the back. Exhale as you let the hips draw back and let those arms swing. Good. And we'll twist a little bit from side to side. You're going to tap the belly and then tap the kidneys. So just allowing that energy of that little tap to bring energy into the organs. Energy in. Good. And then give yourself a little slap on top of the shoulders, stimulating the nerves, relaxing the upper trapezius muscle. Good. And slowly let that unwind. We'll just draw some circles with the hips. Just bringing motion to all our joints. Change direction. Motion is lotion. My favorite saying. Hands on the knees, draw circles. And then change direction. Let's do one roll down through the spine. So we'll start by lifting the chin and then tucking the chin, bending your knees, and letting your head like roll down the front of the body like a bowling ball until your fingers touch the ground. Bending your knees as much as you need to, and then rolling back all the way up. Roll your shoulders back, turn your palms out, lift your gaze, and then one more time, bend your knees, roll, chin towards the chest, opening up the facet joints in the back of the spine, taking a moment to hang, maybe even ragdolling your arms. So soft fist into the opposite elbow. Turn your head a little bit right and left. And we'll come up slowly. Allow your blood pressure to adjust. Roll your shoulders back. This time bring your hands behind your head. Let your elbows draw wide. Press your head back into your fingertips. Lengthen your tail as you lift your heart. Big deep breath in. And then exhale. Let's come down for a sun breath. Again, soft knees. Inhale, find that length in the spine. You can push off the shins. Exhale, fold. A little bit of weight more in the toes. Good, and inhale, this time with a flat back. Lift up, stretch up, lengthen. Exhale again, dive forward. Reach for the earth. Try that one more time. Halfway lift. Firmly feeling the footprints in this, like they were making a footprint in the sand. All 10 toes engaged, inner and outer heel. Inhale, lift up, stretch up. And exhale, hands down by your side. Tadasana, mountain pose. Find the ears in line with the shoulders, in line with the ankles. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale with soft knees, dive forward, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back with your right leg. Hold for a moment with a straight right leg, so right thigh pressing up, left thigh pressing down. Then scissor in towards the midline. Then lower the right knee and come up. Stretch your arms up towards the sky and just fold. Root to rise up. So with a press of the back foot and the front foot, the right knee, lift up towards the sky. Good. Release your hands down. Bring the hands to the bum. Throw your elbows back. Press that butt flesh down so you can go just a tad deeper in the front body. Sending that right glute. Feeling it fire up, that right glute to open up the right hip. And then bring your hands to the floor. Heel toe your left foot out to the side, maybe a little bit forward. So you can drop your hips a little bit towards the floor if it's comfortable. I'm not going to totally collapse. I'm going to add a little bit of a push into the floor. And maybe bring that right elbow down. If that's super easy, you can bring your left elbow down. Just holding here. If you have a block and that's too far away, you can prop yourself up on that block. And we'll put the left hand on the left knee and see if we can reach that right heel up, 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 kick it in towards your bum. If you're up higher and you're right on top of the kneecap, maybe put something softer under the knee, and then I'm going to reach for my right foot. So of course it'll be easier to reach for your right foot if you're up a little bit higher. So see what feels best for you. If your elbow is down on the floor, you get a deeper stretch in the front of the right thigh. We'll just pause here for a moment, allowing you to relax into the stretch. And widen, open the chest. Pay attention to what's happening in the right shoulder. We don't want to slump there. So draw that right shoulder away from the right ear. And then let's release into Ardha Hanuman. Walk the left foot back in towards the midline and just fold. Gently pressing your left heel into the floor. Maybe a little point and flex. A little nerve glide. Lift the toes and the chin. Drop the chin and the toes. Lift the toes and the chin. Point the toes, tuck the chin. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Step that left foot to the floor. Come back into your lunge. Step your right foot to your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. With soft knees, arms fly up to the sky. Exhale. Little standing back bend. Keep the weight balanced in the foot. Exhale. If you can reach the hands forward. Otherwise, arms out to the side for a little bit less strain on the back. I say strain, but it's also strength. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step your left leg back. Take a moment to hold the left leg pressing up, the right thigh pressing down, and a little bit of drawing the legs towards each other. There's strength within the stretch. And lower your left knee down. Heel toe your right foot out towards the right. And feel free to stay here. You can use a block or lower your left elbow down. Maybe your right elbow, and option to use your blocks here. Find it a little bit more comfortable on the block. Then I can keep my shoulders a little bit more neutral on my back. Let's bring the stretch into the back thigh. Pull your heel in. Maybe it only comes in a little bit. And you can just stay there, or you can reach that right hand back towards the ankle, towards the heel, and feel free to use a strap. The left shoulder away from the ear, maybe turning your chest towards the right. Feel free to be on a straight left arm. Hold for a couple of breaths. And then unwind. Heel toe your right leg to center for Ardha Hanuman. Press your right heel down. There could be a bend in the right knee. We'll point and flex. And add that nerve glide. So lift the chin as you flex. Drop the chin as you point. Lift. Point. Lift. Point as you tuck the chin. As you flex the foot, lift the chin. One more time. Good, and then just holding for a moment with the foot relaxed. And we'll plant the right foot to the floor, come back into your lunge, and step your left foot up towards your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep your arms around and exhale. Mountain pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, Release down through the length of the arms, through the fingertips, and through the feet. From that grounding, inhale, lift up, maybe looking up. Put a soft bend in the knees to dive forward. Come into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to step right back into down dog. Right leg back, left leg back. So knees can stay quite liberally bent. Strong through the fingertips. Starting to dial your elbow creases a little bit towards the direction of the thumb. You can bring it forward to let your knees come down to the floor. Elbows hug in to bring the chest to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Pull back with the arms. Exhale, bring your right cheek to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Extending through the spine. Exhale, left cheek to the mat. Inhale, come up, widen your fingers. See if you can keep your elbows over the wrist. Right cheek down. Inhale, come up. It's called King Cobra. Exhale, left cheek down. By keeping the elbows high and away from the floor, as we turn our right cheek to the floor, we get a little stretch through the right side of the chest. Inhale, come up. Turn our left cheek to the floor, keeping our left elbow over the left wrist. Get a little stretch through the left side of the chest. Now, if you didn't feel that, just bring your arms out into a cactus shape. And we'll just do a little scorpion flow here. Bring your right toes over to the left side. And pause for a moment. Deep breath into the left side. And then exhale. Let your left leg reach, doesn't have to touch the floor. Feeling that stretch to the right side of the chest. Even lift your opposite arm. Switch sides. Draw the left shoulder away from the ear. And then switch again. Right elbow just in line or maybe a little higher than the shoulder. And then bring it back to center. Let's just for a moment. Cover the head off the floor. Cover the hands and the elbows off the floor. Lengthen your tailbone. And then sweep the palms in towards the thighs. Now we shouldn't feel this just in the lower back. We want to feel it in the strength of the legs and the upper back as you try and keep the pubic bone pressing down into the floor. And then we'll come back into child's pose. So press the floor away. Maybe the knees wide this time as you come back into child's pose. I'm going to come into a double thread the needle. So right arm is going to thread over to the left, and the left arm is going to thread over to the right, reaching your elbows as best as you can in the opposite direction, and then just letting your head hang here. Or you can bring your forehead to a block. Just breathing into that space between the shoulder blades. If it's uncomfortable to do both arms at the same time, you can just thread one arm through at a time. Deep breaths into the back, slow, steady exhale. Good. So if you were threading one hand through, switch to the other side. Otherwise, just change the position of what arm was in front. So I had my right arm closer to me. Now I have the right arm closer to my chin. Hold and breathe. Great stretch for your deltoids. Good, and then bring your hands back forward into your dog position, curl your toes, and then walk your feet up towards your hands. Find your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and sweep your arms around. Exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. Let's step our right leg back for warrior one. Bring your arms in prayer position in front. Bend your left knee deeply. Relax your shoulders. Press through the feet to lift through the arches. Draw your left elbow back and reach your right arm forward. And then let's switch. Right elbow back, left arm forward. Switch. Feel that big rotation through the spine. Drawing as your right arm comes back, right shoulder blade onto the back, left shoulder blade away from the spine. And then switch. Right arms forward, left legs forward, left hand to the bum. And see if you can reach that right arm up. And then we'll come into triangle forward fold. Go hands to the blocks or hands to the floor. Nice strong lift through the arches, lift of the kneecaps. Let your head and neck be nice and long. And step your right foot up towards your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold all the way. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Hands to the hips to step back for warrior one. Bend your right knee. Feel your hips are working their way towards square. So the right hip slightly drawing back, left hip is rolling in. Bring your hands into prayer. Slide your right arm and right elbow back as you reach your left arm forward. And then switch. Right arm reaching forward, left elbow back. Right elbow back, left arm forward. Switch. Good. Left arm forward, right elbow back. Right hand to the sacrum. Left arm up towards the sky. Remind yourself to engage through your gluteals here as your hands right on them. And then exhale. Release into triangle forward fold. Hands to blocks or the floor. Let the neck be long. Maybe turning your head right and left. Slightly pulling that right leg back, like you want to pull the front of your sticky mat towards the back of your mat. Lift through energy up through the front of the legs. And step your left foot up towards your right. Widen your feet, toes turned out. Drop into a little squat. Feel free to sit on a block or have your heels on a towel. Do a little side to side wiggle here without letting the feet peel up off the floor. And then you can bring your hands behind you, thumb to the floor, hands behind the knees, and we'll come down onto our backs. Let's take a moment here, letting the backs of the shoulder blades rest on the floor with the palms facing up. Take a moment to tuck and tilt the pelvis. As you lift the navel, the tailbone gets heavier. As you tuck the tailbone under, the lower back flattens into the earth. Let's rock the pelvis forward and back. Inhale to feel the belly rise and the back of the neck stretch. Exhale, feel the chin lift and the tailbone lift. Inhale, arch, chin tucks. Contract the muscles in your lower back, and then lengthen the muscles in your lower back as the tailbone lifts. Then let's hug the knees in towards the chest. And then release the feet to the floor a little bit wide, arms a little bit wide, and windshield wiper the legs from side to side. If you want to add that roll of the arms that we did, that internal and external rotation of the shoulder, you can do that here. Just naturally yawn into that stretch through the left side, and then yawn into that stretch on the right side as the right hand reaches away from that right knee. Now we'll bring it back to center. Just for a moment, press into your feet to lift your hips, not very high. Just press into your feet to contract the bum. And let your upper back be a little heavier, even your lower back kind of just hang off of the legs which are lifted. And then lower one vertebrae at a time. We'll come up a little bit higher this time, press into the feet. Remember, you're using the whole foot. You can roll up a little bit higher. Tops of the shoulders press down. Inhale the chest towards the chin. Pressing into the inner and outer edge of the foot. And exhale, roll down through the spine. And let's cross the right ankle in front of the left knee and come into thread the needle. You always go a little deeper by interlacing in front of the left shin and try to keep length in your spine. Hold and breathe. Relax your shoulders. It's just as we're holding the pose, bring your awareness to the rise and fall of the belly. So nice, easeful, diaphragmatic breaths. The diaphragm contracts by pressing down into the abdominal area, pressing into our organs. And it releases to press the air out as it draws up in towards the cavity of the rib cage. Just feel that jellyfish-like motion. Belly swells as you inhale. Belly draws down as you exhale. Give it a little rock from side to side. And then take a moment to release into bound angle pose. Feel free to rest one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. And hopefully feeling that rise and fall of the belly here. And then hands to the outer thighs to press those knees back towards each other. Cross your left ankle in front of your right knee. Thread your hands behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Hold and breathe. Relax your shoulders. And we'll come into those relaxed breaths by drawing the breath all the way down and into the belly, letting the belly swell, exhaling and emptying out. Five nice deep full breaths here. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale to empty out. Relax the shoulders. Deep inhale. Slow, complete exhale. That was 3, 2 more. Deep breath in. Exhale. One more. Make it a big one. Big breath into your belly. Exhale, empty out. Little rock, side to side. Good. Unlace your hands. Feet to the floor, arms wide. Again, a little windshield wiper. And then let's shift the hips to the left side. Lower your knees to the right side. If they don't come all the way down, and happen to have a blanket right there, you can let your legs rest on a blanket or a block. So the shoulders can relax on the floor. Let your knees be perpendicular to the spine or the thigh bone. Hold and breathe. Breathe length into your left side body. Option to straighten the left leg. You can even take the left big toe into the right peace fingers. Take a parangu. And then rebend the left leg. Let's take that reach of the left arm across the body. So you roll onto your right side and a little bit further. So your nose is touching the ground. And then inhale and open the left arm all the way back out. Let's draw a circle with the left arm over the head. Reach past the right arm. And then reach back to open. Stretch the arms away from each other. And then bring yourself back into center. Just take a moment. Elongate the spine, shifting the head and the rib cage away from the pelvis. Just taking time to pause between the pose to feel. Allow the nervous system to digest the new space, the new shape. And then we'll shift our hips to the right side. And let your knees stack. You need something between the knees. And reach your right arm to the right. Fold in your supine twist. Option to straighten the right leg or even reach for the right big toe. Not necessary to bind here. You can just let your right leg be straight. Rebend the right leg. And we'll circle the right arm up, over, and past the left hand. And then all the way back. Open. Circle that right arm overhead, taking a slow, luxurious reach over towards the left side. And then back into that T shape. Arms back into a wide T. Right hand reaching to the right, right knee reaching to the left. And then find your center. Pause. Remembering it's about being in the moment, feeling, noticing, and choosing what's best for you in the moment. Perhaps just a moment of quiet, stillness, ease of the breath. Let's finish with a happy baby pose. So reaching for the outer edge of the foot or the ankle. Find more length through the spine by pressing the feet up into the reach or the clasp of the hands. You can come into a little playful baby pose here by letting the knees, the feet kind of shift away from each other. So you roll onto your back, roll from side to side. And make it smaller until you come back to center. Reconnect the soles of the feet. Reconnect a hand to the heart, hand to the belly. Maybe just gently letting the head roll from side to side. Hands to the outer thighs, knees into the chest, then to the sky to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Shake it out. And then release into your final resting pose. At this point, if you have a blanket or a sweatshirt to throw over yourself, as the body temperature cools down as you come into a relaxed parasympathetic state, the rest and digest, so the circulation goes more to the organs. Soften the muscles in the face. Relax the space between the eyebrows. Relax the space between the upper and lower teeth. Feel the arm bones releasing completely. Shoulder blades relaxed. Allow your awareness to ride the breath up and down through the body. So you can inhale and feel the energy travel up through the chakras to the crown of the head, and then exhale down through the body. Just a slow, easeful path, following the energy down through the legs, out through the soles of the feet, perhaps traveling back up through the back body, up through the back of the neck, crown of the head. And this time exhale down through the tops of the shoulders, down through the length of the arms, down through the fingertips. Each breath following the expansive spaciousness. And exhale, perhaps letting something go as you exhale. Allow that internal gaze, that witness, to witness a clarity and a spaciousness. Connecting to a mind that is untethered, giving you the freedom to fully feel and be present in the moment, to all that arises. And when you're ready, you can begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. It's a short shavasana, but feel free to stay as long as you like there. And just give my body a nice big full yawn before drawing the arms and the legs towards each other and rolling over onto your right side. Fetal position. And making your way back to seated with the eyes remaining closed. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head, draw the throat back to balance the head on top of the spine. Exhale and soften. Inhale and brighten. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Bow your chin to your chest. Sealing our practice in gratitude for connecting to that space of awareness where we have the opportunity to choose love and light. It's my honor to teach you. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Have a great weekend, guys.
Namaste. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, my dear.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah,
Thank
happy
you.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.